We're going to take you now to Chappaqua, New York, where Hillary Clinton is speaking about her deposition with lawmakers earlier today. Let's take a listen.
As fully as I could, based on what I knew, and what I knew is what I said in my statement this morning. I never met Jeffrey Epstein, never had any...
See, that is an absolute, like, wasn't, maybe that was Maxwell? Was that Maxwell that was at the wedding? 623 Talk here, John Suttle, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Hillary Clinton just had her deposition. I guess it was a closed door session. I don't think we're going to hear much about it. You know, these guys are untouchable. Everybody's untouchable. Nothing's going to happen. When are people going to realize that nothing is going to happen with this? And that's why people are just so infuriated. Let's take a listen to what she has to say, take a listen to what they have to say, and then we'll say what we have to say.
Connection or communication with him. I knew Ghislaine Maxwell casually as an acquaintance, but whatever they asked me, I did my very best to respond. It was disappointing that they refused to hold a public hearing, so I wouldn't have to be out here characterizing it for you. You could have seen it for yourself. We had asked for that. We think it would have been better for the committee and its efforts to gather whatever information they are seeking. We had a bit of a challenge in the beginning because we had agreed upon rules based on the fact it was going to be a closed hearing at their demand. And one of the members violated that rule, which was very upsetting because it suggested that they might violate other of our agreements. So we had to cease the hearing for a period of time until we could get assurances that no rules would be.
By the way, I mean, I know this is a crazy thing to say. Doesn't she look like way better? Like, what did she do? Was she doing some of the tricks that people, accuse Epstein of doing? Because she looks like a million. I guess no stress of like running for the office, and she's just basically giving it up and just kind of like seceded to what she is to become. But I mean, she did not look like this during the campaign, and that was 10 years ago. She looked way worse. I don't know. I guess she just got her hair done for the deposition. I don't know.
Broken going forward, and we returned to answer questions repetitively, literally over and over again. I don't know how many times I had to say I did not know Jeffrey Epstein. I never went to his island. I never went to his homes. I never went to his offices. So it's on the record numerous times. It then got, at the end, quite unusual because I started being asked about UFOs and a series of questions about Pizzagate, one of the most vile, bogus conspiracy theories that was propagated on the internet that was serving as a basis of a member's questions to me.
Side note, this is in Chappaqua. Not too far from me, actually. This is a pretty legit thing. I guess this is like their town hall or whatever it is. I guess they did the deposition there. Very, very high-end neighborhood, as I'm sure you would all guess. But yeah, that's just really interesting that she would do this little news conference there.
So I can only say that the best...
By the way, side note, UFOs, Pizzagate, kind of interesting. I'm looking to see at the other testimonies that or the other people that come out and talk about this after her, see what they have to say. Because yeah, that's pretty. I mean, as far as Pizzagate goes, I mean, we're almost assured that some level of this conspiracy theory was like a high degree of possibility that it is true. Whether it was being run outside of a pizza parlor in DC, that's one thing. But the fact that many elites were running rings of some type of trafficking using pizza as a cover, because it's synonymous for that type of behavior, that seems like pretty indisputable at this point. I know there haven't been prosecutions, and there isn't what people hard evidence, but the amount of the amount of hearsay, the amount of just There's something there. You know, whether you're never going to have anybody outright say it, because then they'll be implicated in it, and then they're going to have major issues on their hands. So, yeah, that kind of stuff, like, she's brushing it under the rug, as we know she's going to do. But it's really interesting that I really want to know who was asking her these questions.
Exchange that I had came at the very end, when, contrary to every other deposition they have taken, no Republican member asked any questions about Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell to anyone else they have deposed. And in fact, the Republican members didn't even show up for the deposition of Les Wexner.
What? That sounds kind of, that's a pretty crazy lob. I mean, I'm guessing it's true, but that's insane.
And when I said that, I had to point out that the only questions that any Republican member asked of any of the people they deposed was of former Attorney General Bill Barr, when Chairman Comer asked him about the allegations, in his view, about Russia's involvement in my election in 2016. So at the very end of this hearing, after I made that point, I want to commend Chairman Comer for raising a series of significant questions that I responded to about the nature of the investigation and the areas that I thought should be explored. So I appreciated that. I want to see the truth come out.
Did you see that look? Anyone else see that look? There is something there. There's something
explored. So I appreciated that. I want to see the
there's something there. We're going to have to do a little bit of a deep dive and see what she could potentially be getting at. But you don't see Hillary like this on the regular. She is shining. She is happy. That statement that she's talking about with Comer and Barr, there's something going on there. We got to figure out what that is, what that could possibly be. Let's let her finish up.
The truth come out. So that was a reassuring way to end a very long, repetitive deposition.
Madam Secretary, you spoke in your opening remarks about how heartbroken you have been for the Epstein survivors as these files have come out. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you have processed and reacted to the fact that the former president, your husband, Bill Clinton, is referenced in the Epstein files numerous times, including in some photos featuring women? And how have you been personally preparing for the deposition that is coming tomorrow? Are you 100% confident that there isn't anything that the former president knows about Epstein's crimes?
I am, and I think the chronology of the connection that he had with Epstein ended several years before anything about Epstein's criminal activities came to light, and that he was charged and sadly given a sweetheart deal, which, as I said in my statement, had that not happened, perhaps his predatory behavior could have been stopped earlier. But I think it is fair to say that the vast majority of people who had contact with him before his criminal pleas in 2008 were like most people. They did not know what he was doing. And I think that that is exactly what my husband...
You know what I miss? I miss skilled politicians. As weird as that sounds. As weird as that sounds, I actually miss this. I miss somebody lying to you and you just going, maybe. I don't know. It's refresh. Is this not refreshing? I mean, when is the last time you have seen somebody this skilled at and so confident and just so she's in the zone. I mean, it's awesome. It's an awesome thing to see. And I kind of miss it. I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys. If you're here, please subscribe to the channel. Please that's all I ask. I need subs. I just want subs. That's all I'm looking for. But yeah, I mean, the way she comes off with that, right? It's pretty awesome. I mean, the reporter's asking her about, like, yeah, your husband was, seen, with people in hot tubs with model, young women in hot tubs and on the plane and this and that. And she's like, yeah, no, nobody knew. Nobody knew. And when he testifies tomorrow, that'll all come out. And, I mean, she has got some set, man. And like I said, I genuinely miss this. It's kind of nice. Kind of nice.
So we'll testify to tomorrow.
Madam Secretary, can I ask? Madam Secretary, Maxwell.
Do you believe this was a fair hearing, and do you still want to testify publicly, even though you gave this deposition?
Oh, I'm not going to do it again. They had a chance to do it in public, and I wish they had done it in public. And I think they're making the wrong decision, avoiding doing it in public. I thought it was very repetitive. I thought that they asked literally the same questions over and over again, which didn't seem to me to be very productive. And then, as I said, toward the end, there were other questions that were totally off subject. So if they are going to fulfill their responsibilities to literally investigate the investigations, which is what they originally said was the scope of their work, I think they could have spent the day more productively.
Madam Secretary, can I ask? James Matthews from Sky News. Can I ask, why was Ghislaine Maxwell invited to your daughter Chelsea Clinton's wedding in 2010? She'd already been mentioned in a civil lawsuit by Virginia Giuffre before that. Jeffrey Epstein had already been convicted before that.
She came as the plus one, the guest of someone who was invited. Thank you all. I don't know when the video will be out. I don't know when the transcript will be out. We've asked that they be out as quickly as possible, and then you can see everything. Thank you.
Listen, man, that's how they used to do it back in the day. I wonder if this is their house.
All right, you were just listening to former Secretary of State and former First Lady Hillary Clinton addressing reporters there in Chappaqua, New York, following a days-long closed-door deposition by the House Oversight Committee there in New York. The former Secretary of State saying flatly that Republicans, in her estimation, are making the wrong decision by not doing this in public. She said this deposition, which lasted the course of the day, was often repetitive. She says that at times it veered into different questions that were unrelated to, in her opinion, the Epstein investigation, including UFOs.
I mean, they even set this up with the perfect lighting. I mean, this was well done, I must say. It's gonna be a hell of a show tomorrow, I'm sure, with Bill. And the reason why this isn't public, I think, is patently, it's very obvious to. I mean, they were gonna just throw haymakers at this point. Like, they've got nothing to lose. They're sailing off into the sunset, doing whatever it is that they do, and they were just going to go scorch earth, and they were going to take everybody down. That's what was going to happen had this been a public hearing. It would have been a very different vibe, I'm sure. But yeah, man, there she goes. I'm really interested to see when the transcript comes out, if it ever comes out. We'll see, because I'm pretty sure she's going to have. She probably said some outlandish shit, man. She's definitely going to be digging in and getting the people that put her in this situation. They're going to know the only one that she's protecting and she's still true to, and she will, to the day this woman dies. Bill is her guy. As upset as she can be about what he's doing, what he's done, what he's doing currently, that's her boy, and she's gonna stick with him the entire way. I don't think there's much left. Let's take a look, see if there's anything left in this news report.
And that debunked conspiracy theory about Pizzagate. But the former secretary also saying that tomorrow she believes that her husband, who is set to testify before this same body, will have a similar day, and that his story will often link up with hers, and that this committee will ultimately realize that they had no knowledge of Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell's crimes. That's something that she's reiterated throughout the day and through a statement before this. But I want to.
Yeah, guys. I mean, this was fantastic. I had to get it in because it was just, this was like breaking news. So I just wanted to put it out there as quick as I can. Take a look. let's see what Bill does tomorrow. He's going to come out and do the exact same kind of thing with a similar statement, I'm sure. Let's see how good he looks. Probably not as good as her. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. 643 Talk is me on the X if you want to follow me there. I'm John Soto. Please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care.